this has been here a while. Most of the people who have built houses on the other side of the street, on sort of the newer, flatter area. Um,
Away from all the noise and congestion.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's lots of people walking up and down the road with caravans, but nobody really seems to care what you're doing. And I mean, you did have permission anyway, so.
Okay. Is there an easily accessible entrance besides the boarded up door?
You could check around back.
Okay, I guess I'll do that. Do any of you want to come with me? Or?
Yeah, I was planning to walk around back too.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you guys kind of walk around back, there's sort of a wrought iron fence that goes around in the back, kind of a large area back here, and it's overgrown along the fence is overgrown. Through it, you can see that there's a cemetery. About halfway down on the right side, there's a gate. It seems rusty, but there's no locks or anything on it.
Okay.
I go in.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, going in, there's just rows of gravestones, many going back hundreds of years. It's a really old cemetery. There is indeed a back door. Wooden steps lead up to a back door, which does not appear to have a board across it.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of poke my head around the side of the building and call out to the rest of the party. There's a back door back here that I'm gonna see if it's locked, if you guys want to come check it out.
Are there any windows?
Yeah, there are lots of windows along the sides of the church, but they're kind of too high to get into. And they're like stained glass. So on the back, there's no window.
So I go around back with the rest of them.
Yeah.
It seems so wrong to sneak into a church from the back.
Well, I mean, we can't. Do you want to smash the door in?
No, I guess this is fine.
Alright. I'll try the door.
Yeah, it opens easily. It doesn't even seem like there is a way to lock the door.
Okay.
Probably never even had a lock.
Can
ever.
I take a look around and see if maybe if anything looks recently disturbed?
Yeah, you could roll an investigation check.
So I think I plus 3 on this. Here, let me check. I have 7 total.
Okay.
So I doubt I really can tell much.
Yeah, no. You can sort of see that the back porch is kind of dusty. But beyond that, nah, not really. You don't notice anything out of place.
Okay. I guess I step inside.
Yeah, so stepping inside, you're in sort of a small back room. It's really more of a hallway. There's 2 doors on either end of the hallway that are both, closed. On the just past each door on both sides are stacks of chairs. Some of them appear to be broken. They're probably just like chairs that were stored when they weren't needed.
Okay.
I follow him into the room.
Me too.
I'm right behind everyone else.
And now the building falls in.
I can mend it, don't worry.
It's all a trap.
Okay. I suppose I'm just gonna start walking through the main floor. I'm assuming it's a multi-floored building.
Well, it is sort of technically, but I feel like I haven't described this quite well enough. Okay, so here is the church proper. Back steps, front steps. You've gone in the door, and you're in sort of a room that's like this. There's chairs here, and here. There's a door here, and here.
Okay.
This is just sort of empty space in the middle.
Okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
Does
so,
Does it look like an office at all in here?
No, it just sort of seems like, kind of like
an entrance hall.
maybe like
type
a-
area?
yeah,
a
maybe like a
mudroom?
mudroom or something like that.
Storage area.
Yeah. I don't think many people have used the back door of the church, so it's kind of gone disused. It's fairly dusty.
Okay.
Let's check out the door to the left.
Sounds good to
So
me.
this one,
Yeah.
No, the other one.
this one.
Yeah,
Oh,
our left.
Yeah, so it's not locked either. You guys walk through it pretty easily. In sort of the main room, there's kind of a podium area here, and then rows of pews.
Okay.
It's like every other church you've probably ever thought of, small town church. However, what's a little strange or different is in the back are a set of sort of rickety wood stairs that appear to lead to like a loft area.
Probably the office.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the podium and start looking around up there to see what I might be able to find.
I'd like to go upstairs and look around.
Okay. Well, at the podium you find lots of various holy books and sort of prepared speeches. They're kind of folded up and stacked. It's organized. Nothing.
are they all
really
marked
seems-
Sunday?
Yeah. Nothing really seems out of place there. Sort of storage for, speeches and things.
Okay.
Gidget actually finds that stuff really interesting because it's totally different from her religion, so she's kind of looking at them. Wow.
Yeah, and they would definitely be. They seem to all be based on the teachings of Pelor, who deals with sort of agriculture and light and things like that. Somebody went upstairs.
Serenity.
Serenity went upstairs. Yeah. So upstairs, totally different story. Let's see. I'll just do here. Wow, that's really square. So at the top of the stairs is sort of a another sort of like mudroom kind of entrancey thing. There's a door going this way, and it is open. In fact, it's not just open; it's literally broken off of one of its hinges and is just kind of hanging there.
Hey guys, things look suspicious up here.
Okay. At the sound of her call, I'm gonna start making my way towards the stairs.
So go upstairs.
Yeah, okay. So you all see the same thing that Serenity saw, the door broken. I assume you're at some point gonna go through it.
Yes, I'll go through.
Alright.
Yeah. So going through, there's sort of a pillar in the center, and that goes all the way up to the top of the like church steeple, where there would be a bell, and it's got slats running along it, sort of like a ladder. In the far corner there is a bed. The bed has been broken. One of the legs, this one over here, is broken and the bed's kind of crooked. Over here is a desk with a chair that's also broken. There is sort of a wardrobe over here. It's not broken. It's fine. there's a large ornate rug that sort of takes up the space here. The corner of it is kind of ripped, and this corner over here is sort of folded up
Tight.
over onto itself.
Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna move into the room and start checking out the desk.
Okay.
Just rifling through what I'm assuming there's like papers and whatnot on top of it.
Yeah, it's more like unfinished speeches, and there's a journal there. Sort of glancing through it, it just seems like a pretty ordinary kind of diary.
Okay.
I'm gonna come and kind of open up the wardrobe and take a look at what's in there. See if there's any suspicious things.
Well, there's nothing really suspicious. There is lots of clothing. It's a wardrobe, after all. There's also a mace.
You
Sort of
never
a
know.
rough old mace, as well as sort of old chain shirt.
Hmm.
I'd like to look at the steps going up to the bell. The
Yeah,
ladder. See how dusty they look, or if they look disturbed.
yeah. They don't really look dusty. Like someone, probably the cleric, has gone up there quite frequently to ring the bell to let everyone know that.
So no rope coming down.
No. However, sort of tacked crudely to the post, there is a folded piece of parchment.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. Unraveling it, you see sort of drawn in like charcoal, a black rose.
Okay.
How is it attached? Just a nail?
Yeah, just a nail.
Does it look decorative?
No, just kind of a tack nail. Might be used to hold down like carpet or something. Really common small nail.
I'm gonna do a general investigation of the room. Just kind of check the bed and under the rug and whatnot. Re-rifle through the wardrobe.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
8. not very great at these.
No. So you can clearly tell there was a struggle. Whoever was struggling put up a very valiant fight, but is obviously not here. On the corner of the rug that's ripped, there's a tiny spot of blood that seems, fairly fresh. Old by, pretty normal standards, but it's, it hasn't been there for very long. Fairly fresh.
While he's doing his investigation, can I do my own to see if I find anything different?
Absolutely.
Did I notice the piece of parchment that was tacked to the wall?
Well, Serenity would have had to pull it down. I assume that she would have showed everybody.
I rolled 14.
Yeah, so, you notice the same things that he did about the struggle. You can kind of tell that perhaps a piece of cloth had been ripped, possibly to use as bindings or a lash of some kind. There's sort of fragments of it by the door that is very broken.
Okay. Serenity, what are you planning on doing with that parchment? Are you gonna hold on to it, or are you just gonna leave it here?
I'll probably just leave it here. It doesn't seem to have much meaning to me.
If you don't mind, I'd like to hold on to it, just
Have
for
at it.
investigative purposes. Thank you. After receiving the parchment, I want to head up the stairs to the bell tower room
Okay.
type
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. So you head up to the church's steeple, and it's just sort of an open air room with a small brass bell. I say small, but it's probably a good foot and a half across. Um, Attached to it is a short rope to move the knocker, and there's lots of bird poo up here.
All right. Does it look like there's been a similar struggle up here as there was downstairs, or does it look like the fight was pretty much contained to the bedroom area?
Yeah, it looks like it was all downstairs. Nobody seems to have gone up here since whatever incident took place downstairs.
Okay. I'll head back down and relay that information to the rest of the party.
Yeah, you do so.
And if you guys are finished with your investigation, then I'm
Yeah, I was
ready to
just
go back and report
wondering
to,
if
Oh, I was wondering. So when Serenity showed us the black rose, said it was ornate, like a charcoal ornate drawing.
Yeah, it's not necessarily ornate, but it's
Oh.
really recognizable that it's a black rose. Like it,
Um,
whoever did it is adept at doing them sort of in a hurry. And
well, would it be like a calling card or something? Would I would I have heard of it before? Through my travels,
it's possible that you've heard of the black rose, but I don't know that you would know what it stands for or what it means.
Oh,
I was wondering if there's any blood near the door going back down and out. Do we see
You could
any
certainly
more?
roll an investigation check.
Okay.
that was a 12 plus.
13.
Yeah, sort of on the doorway, you see a couple of spots of blood, very small. Whoever was bleeding wasn't bleeding very hard. Certainly not a life-threatening amount.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I go back downstairs. Kind of head back towards that back door.
I'll also go back downstairs, but before. Okay, go ahead.
What's everyone's passive perception?
I have what do I have? I gotta find it. I do have
Minus
passive
13.
perception. What is that one? 12? Is that what that says?
Yes.
It says passive perception 12.
Okay.
10.
I have a 13.
Where does it say that?
It should be right under your ability score modifiers.
Yep. 12.
Okay. So, Michael, you noticed that you could probably just open the front door. The nails that were used to hold that board up are the same short nails that held the parchment up, and they barely bite into the door frame.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the door's not even nailed. It's just the board is across the door frame.
So,
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
is it boarded from the inside?
Oh no, it's boarded from the outside.
Okay. So, that's strange. It would seem as if if the same nails were used on the board on the front door and the nail that was used to hang up the tack, that it may very well have been hung up by the same people. In which case, the board on the front would be to keep people from getting out rather than in. But if it's on the outside, then that seems strange. As if, well, they could have boarded it up from the outside and then came in and attacked through the back, if the back's easy to get through.
Maybe the cleric hurt her finger and she put her rose up and then she went on a trip and closed the doors.
It's possible.
Yeah, it seems kind of likely that the board is just there to keep people from snooping around, more so than anything.
Okay. Before I leave, I want to just take a look around the pews and see if I see anything out of the ordinary around there.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Go ahead and roll another investigation check.
Is there blood by
7.
the front door, or does it go out the back door?
Yeah, is there any blood?
By the front door or back door?
Well, I rolled a 7, so I don't know.
Yeah, you really don't know. The sort of main room of the church, especially through the center hallway, is pretty dust-free, just because it's used frequently, and since it's the main room, the cleric kept it fairly clean anyway. Does anybody else want to roll an investigation check?
Yeah. What is that? 7.
Oh, so roll. That's a 7 also.
Very perceptive bunch we are.
Yeah. Gidget, do you wanna go for a try?
Yeah, I'll try.
Hey.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got 17 altogether.
Yeah. So, you're closer to the ground, and you notice a few sort of drops of blood, and even sort of a drag mark in the wood, where someone's boots had been kind of drug along towards the front door.
Oh no! Look at this! Look at the blood, the drag marks.
Drag marks. That doesn't sound like a messed up thumb.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to go and report our findings to Armin if that's what you all are wanting to do.
Yeah.
I've gleaned what I can from this place, at least from what I can tell.
Maybe we could ask on our way past the smithy if he's seen anything funny going on at the church.
It's a good idea. He seems to be a shady character, at least.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll tell us the
knowledgeable
truth.
Right? My insight checks.
He doesn't like him.
Sure. Alright.
So,
in that
you
case-
you're gonna go in and ask the smithy about it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, as you approach, he again sort of emerges from the little shed that's attached to his smithy, and welcomes you. Good day, adventurers. Back again so soon. Did you have an order you needed placed?
Actually, no. We were wondering if you've noticed anything going on at the church. It seems kind of quiet.
He sort of rubs his chin and kind of looks deep in thought, and says, a few days ago, I did hear some sort of a scuffle, but it was late, and I just assumed that it was ruffians down at the bar.
I asked him if the cleric had an apprentice or anything like that might have been there since.
No,
Oh.
She worked alone. She ran the church. It's a small town. Can't be more than a dozen people here anyway. The church was never all that busy.
Do you know anything interesting about her background? Does she have a history of anything funny?
He kind of scratches his beard again and sort of looks at the ground and he goes, I didn't really go to the church as often as I should. I didn't really talk to Elise very often, so I don't know much about her background. But the wizard would have been close. They chatted often. It's a shame he ran out of town.
About how long
Wizard's
ago?
Out of town.
Oh boy, probably a month ago now. He's gone. He rambled about kidnappings or something, and we haven't seen him since. Yeah, he ran out of the tower.
Does he have a residence in town that has been undisturbed since he left, or relatives in town that we could speak to?
You ever known a wizard to have relatives? Kind of smiles at you. This is no. He used to go to the tavern a lot. Back when it was when he was still here. And of course, the tower over there hasn't been messed with since he left. Though I wouldn't go snooping around in a wizard's tower with him not there.
Indeed. What can you tell me of Armin?
Armin,
Do you know anything of
what would you
her
need to know?
background, or do you know anything of where she comes from, or her disposition towards people from out of town, anything like that?
She's been here as long as I can recall. Certainly as long as I've been here. Longer still. I've only been here. And he kind of looks up, thinking again. 4 years now? 4 years, I guess it's been since I moved into town, and she's been here as long. Everyone in town seems to know her, so I have no reason to believe that she's not from here.
Was she friendly with the wizard?
Everyone was friendly with the wizard. You don't want to anger a wizard, especially not the town wizard.
Okay. Well, thank you for the information that you've given us, and if none of my companions have any more questions, then I think that I'll be on my way.
Yeah, let's head out.
Are we heading back to the inn or the bar?
They're the same place, yeah?
Well,
No, there's an inn and a bar.
Oh, the
Kind of
There's a-
seedy tavern.
I see. Well, wherever you guys would like to go.
I thought we were going
I'm-
back to the bar to talk to the Armand, was it? Armand?
Armin?
Armin?
Like Armin Hammer.
Oh, what time is it?
It's probably around noon.
Noon.
Okay.
So most of the townsfolk would still be out doing whatever their daily tasks are, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
So the tavern's probably pretty dead, just like the inn.
Which means that we have a good chance of catching Armin when she's not, or when she's ready to talk to people. It'd probably be a better idea
Yep.
to go now. Okay.
Yep. So let's go back to the inn.
I'm ready. Alrighty.
I could use another breakfast.
Another breakfast.
Yeah. So
Second breakfast.
And another ale.
Thirdsies.
you enter the inn, and Armin is in her typical place behind the bar. You can hear the cook swearing about something in the back, and Susie is cleaning the tables that you guys had left earlier.
Okay. Is Armin sitting, or is she by herself, like relatively away from the other people?
Yeah, I mean she's behind the bar, and then further behind the bar is the kitchen. There's a window that is sort of open in the wall that food passes through. So you know, if you spoke loud enough, he might hear you in the kitchen. So.
Okay. I'm going to approach the bar and take care not to let my voice carry far enough so that my only my companions can hear me. And I'm going to talk to Armin. I'm going to say I hope that you're not very close with the cleric because the news is not great.
Oh dear. What's that?
Well, we went and researched the church, and it seems as if an organization known as the Black Rose has taken the cleric, and this is an organization that I believe to be hunting down magic users. And I've heard that the town wizard has gone missing. If there's something similar going on there, then I'd appreciate it if you could give me any knowledge that you know on him. But as far as the cleric, I'm afraid it's too late for her.
She kind of furrows her brow and kind of stares at you for a moment, and she leans in really close and says, I know where the wizard is.
You know where the wizard is?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Bildar, he heard about these Black Rose fellows a while back, and he was worried about them, so he went into hiding. She's kind of like shifty, sort of nervous, and she reaches under the bar and pulls out a sort of a small piece of cloth, and she starts scribbling on it with a piece of charcoal, and she's drawing you sort of a crude map, and she says she's to the west of town. There's a small path that leads into the woods. At the end of the path is a shack. She knocks on the bar 3 times in sort of a rhythmic pattern, and she says, "Knock on the door," like that, and Bildar will answer.
Okay. Can I make an insight check to see if she's lying to me?
Yeah.
$14.
Yeah, she seems to be genuine. She's nervous, but you can't really tell if the nervous is because she's being untruthful or if she's just genuinely nervous to be giving out this information, not knowing much about you.
Okay. I turn to my companions and kind of raise my eyebrows as if to ask if they have anything else that they would like to add.
Well, I'd like to ask you how you know of the Black Rose and what they are.
I'd rather tell you when we're not in present company.
Oh.
She looks noticeably more nervous.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to her and say, granted as you probably won't see us again after we leave the inn, at least not for a long time, I'd like to pay off any tabs that I have, and if you could give us anything to help us on our journey to the Wizard's Shack, because I'm sure it will not be an easy one, then that would be greatly appreciated.
She kind of, not really a smirk, but she kind of smiles at you, and says, "Well, as far as your tab goes, I'll just take it out of your payment, and she hands you a small sack of gold.
Okay.
In it is 25 gold pieces.
Oh my. Okay. I'm just gonna pocket that for now and not distribute it in front of her.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna turn around and face my party as if I'm ready to leave. But you all are welcome to do whatever you want.
I'd like to ask Armin if what else she knows about the Black Rose, because I don't know anything about the Black Rose. Does she know something?
Um.
I half turned and continue listening to the conversation.
Yeah. She doesn't really know much more about it other than the wizard was worried, and that he was worried because they seem to be kidnapping people, specifically magic people. But beyond that, she doesn't really. She has no real reason to know much more beyond.
All right, thank you. I'm ready to go then, whenever.
Okay, one sec. Can I get some honey cakes to go?
She kind of smiles and disappears into the kitchen and comes back with a small bag of treats.
Yay, thank you.
She hands them to you and she says, "Here's for all the help that you've done in the inn."
Oh, it's no trouble. I live to serve. And your cleric. Maybe she's still out there. Maybe we can find her.
I hope so.
We'll do our best. Now let's go.
She smiles.
Michael shakes his head and starts walking towards the door.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going.
Okay. Yeah. So it's about 1 o'clock or so now. It was a little bit afternoon when you guys sort of first set off, and you indeed find the pathway into the woods.
Before we leave town, is the Wizard's Tower on the way towards where we're going?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys mind if we take a small detour and just kind of take a look outside and see what's going on there?
Sure.
Okay. In that case, I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
It is just like eating one of the cakes.
I'll keep
So-
to the outskirts, but
As you guys kind of walk around the tower, there's a very clear path up to it. But as you get to the tower, you notice that there's no door. And circling the tower, you indeed see still no door. It doesn't appear that there's any entrance to the tower. Way up high, you can see some windows, sort of under the eaves of the cone roof. But beyond that, there doesn't really appear to be a door.
Okay. Can I just make a general perception check and take a look outside and see if there's anything out of the ordinary? I mean, outside of it being a wizard's house.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Natural 20. So that's a 21, I think.
Yeah. So you have a really good look around, and nothing really seems odd or out of place, aside from the fact that the path just ends abruptly at a smooth stone face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No real immediate signs of struggle or anything.
Okay. Alright, in that case, it's afternoon and we're burn in daylight, I'm ready to leave if nobody else wants to meddle with the wizard's tower.
This place creeps me out.
Yeah. I can understand that.
It
Wizards are
has
creepy.
no door.
It has no door.
There he is. Yeah, so you guys kind of head onto the path. You the map is crude, but it's accurate, and you travel down it for a few hours. And, you get to sort of a clearing that's not really marked on the map, though the path that you're following still goes through the clearing. At the edge of the clearing, there's a boot sort of sticking out of a bush.
Like a leather, like a boot?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Like a whole boot.
Like that goes on a foot?
Usually, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Is there a foot attached?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's kind of at the far side of the clearing.
Oh. Okay.
It's not a very big clearing. Probably only maybe 15 feet.
Well, I guess immediately I'd like to just check my surroundings and make sure that there's nothing about to eat my foot.
You don't immediately notice anything that looks like it might eat your foot.
Okay.
The boot's
I'm going-
upright? Or is it upside down?
It's laying on its side.
Side.
Laying outside. Oh.
Is it a man's boot or a woman's boot?
It might be just a tiny bit too far away to tell.
Okay.
Let's go a tiny bit closer.
Well, I'm going to draw my bow and approach the boot.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Because severed feet kind of make me nervous.
I'll pull out my hand axes and kind of follow a couple steps behind.
My fists are fine.
I'd put away the uneaten half of my honey cake.
I
You
can
still
just
had
see it
half
now,
left?
1/2 in parentheses. I can just see it on her character sheet now. Honey cake in parentheses 1/2.
I taste myself, okay?
Parentheses, the most important part of D&D.
Yeah. So you approach the boot. You can now clearly see that it is sort of a larger man's boot.
Okay.
Probably roughly a size 12 or 13. Does anybody have any like leather working?
Stone stuff I got, but
I don't know that would help.
Hmm.
I was pretty sure it wouldn't help on a wizard's tower too. So
Yeah.
You could have made a door.
Is the boot intact or does it seem to be torn up and ravaged?
No, it looks like. I mean, it looks sort of old. Like it's maybe been there a little while. But aside from that, no, it just looks like a boot.
It's probably full of spiders.
That's that's an interesting thought. Okay.
Eerie.
I'm gonna nudge it with my boot and see if spiders come out.
Yeah, you nudge it and it moves, sort of as you'd expect a boot to move. Nothing else seems to happen.
I feel like this boot was just put in for like extra detail and we're spending way too much time on it.
Are there footprints around the boot other than ours? Like, was someone running and lost their boot?
Hopefully they didn't lose their boot and their foot because, at least from my understanding, there's a severed foot not too far away.
It doesn't. There doesn't appear to be any footprints.
Oh, so it's been too long for.
Yeah, how
So-
old does the severed foot look?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
13, I think.
Yeah, the boot appears to be or appears to have been laying there for maybe about a month or so.
Ugh. Alright. That's about the time that the wizard was supposed to be going into hiding. I'm starting to think that we might not find a wizard at that shack. Maybe we should have asked Armin if she'd seen him recently.
Does there seem to be anything else around in the bushes or anything?
You could check.
Alright, I'm gonna check. Well, 5. I find some bushes, huh?
You do indeed find some bushes. They're raspberry bushes. Not in bloom yet, though.
I'll look
So,
too.
check around.
Oh, natural 20, so I have 21.
Yeah. So you find like a gopher hole under the.
This is quite the clearing we're investigating.
There's a lot of thorns, and sort of on the back side of the bush is a small praying mantis,
Nice.
kind of chilling out.
Okay.
I avoid the thorns and head back towards the path.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my bow away and also get back on the path.
Okay.
Gidget is going to approach the boot and attempt to put it on.
Oh, I thought Gidget might be interested in the praying mantis.
Oh, she didn't see that yet.
I'm not sure if the boot's gonna fit.
Yeah. So being that it was probably made for a human, it kind of like goes up and just keeps going. Like you could probably fit both legs into this boot. It's a big boot.
She sticks her other leg in there. Look at me, guys!
Okay. I again shake my head and I start walking along the path without her.
Well, you guys are no fun.
I say hop to it and
Says,
start walking.
I attempt to hop and I like fall over.
Hopefully
Yeah.
not in the thorns.
Hopefully not.
and before it makes you roll damage.
Yeah. No, I think you avoid it. You're pretty close to the ground anyway. So.
That's gonna
Um,
come in handy.
Yeah. But you are still in a boot on the ground.
I crawl out of the boot and I follow everyone else.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are gonna head back on the path.
Yeah, let's keep
Yeah.
going.
Should we take the boot with us? I mean,
No, there's a severed foot. No one needs the
Oh.
single
If any of
boot.
you really wants the boot, I'm not gonna take it with me.
You could
alright,
have
we'll
it.
just leave it.
Bye, boot!
Okay. Yeah. So you guys continue down the path. It's probably another half hour or so before you kind of start to make out the shed in the distance.
Okay. So it's about 2 p.m. right about now?
Yeah.
Roughly? Okay.
It sort of dawns on you why Arwen smiled at you back in the inn.
What?
Didn't really take that long to get here.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay. Do you guys want to approach said shack with caution, or are we just kind of going in guns blazing?
No, I think we should be cautious. You don't want to spook a wizard if he is there.
Yeah. Especially if he's missing a foot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk up to the door and knock on it like She told us.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, 3
I
times.
guess I'm knocking myself up.
Yeah. So you kind of hear shuffling behind the door, and it was sort of real faint, like as you guys approached, and then after the knocking,
Did it sound like 2 feet or 1 foot?
Peg leg?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Hopping?
After knocking, you hear sort of an audible sigh, and the door swings open to reveal a man about 5 feet tall, very bald, but with a fairly long beard, kind of brown with gray streaks through it. He's got thick glasses on, and he's kind of hunched over a little bit.
And he's human?
He is human.
Okay. I should have written down his name.
Gilder. Are you Gilder?
He kind of looks at you and he goes, Bildar. I'm Bildar.
Gildar.
With a B.
With a B.
Bildar.
Bildar. Oh.
That's okay. Weird name.
Not so weird.
I say, Armin sent us to kind of check on you. We found some suspicious stuff at the church, and we think the cleric might have been taken.
Oh, they got her, didn't they?
It appears so.
I told her to leave. She wouldn't listen.
And by
I knew
they, you're talking about the Black Rose?
Yes, yes.
What do you know of the Black Rose?
I'm afraid I don't know much. I received word some time ago that they were collecting people.
Collecting?
Collecting. That was the word that was used. Rather nefarious business.
Were they targeting any specific types of magic users, or just magic users in general?
Didn't seem to have much of an aim if they're targeting people. Magic.
I see.
Smells foul to me, I tell you.
Do you mind if we come inside and speak to you for a while, so that we're not out in the open?
Yes, come in. And when you guys got to enter in, you notice that the shack is a lot nicer on the inside than it would have appeared from the outside.
Does it appear larger on the inside
That's
than on
what I
the
wanted to know.
No, it's about the same size, but there's a fire roaring in a rather large fireplace that there didn't appear to be a chimney before. The tables are stone, which is very out of place in general, really. The chairs, though, are wood. There's a kind of cot in the back corner with sort of really nice bedding on it, and there's a bookshelf in the far corner.
Okay.
Draw this for you.
What languages are the books in?
You'd have to look at them. You'd have to get over and look at them.
Okay.
Is that what you want to do?
I'm going to ask Gildar if I may look at his books. As a librarian myself, I have a professional interest.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay. I'm going to go over and look at the bookshelf then.
Yeah, he's a little surprised, but it is what it is.
Okay.
You notice many of the books are in Elvish. There's a few kind of dirty books in, and I mean physically dirty, not of their material. that appear to be written in Dwarvish. There's a few that are, well, there's a lot that are in Common. And there's a couple of books that are sort of darker than the rest, and they appear to be written in Goblin.
Goblin.
Can I just do a, like, not quite a passive investigation check of the room, but, without looking like I'm looking around, can I, can I see anything that,
Yeah.
other than the stone tables, which are odd, which I'd like to comment on? Ooh, stone tables. You don't see much of these outside of dwarven houses. And just kind of...
Do you say that before you look around, or are you saying that while you're looking around? Or?
While I'm looking around, kind of,
See what else is stone.
Yes, it was a gift a good friend of mine gave me when I was in Felax, South. Lots of dwarves there.
You wouldn't be by chance talking about the former blacksmith, would you? What was his name?
Vandar?
Vandar, yeah.
No, can't
No.
say I've made my way to Vandar quite yet.
Oh.
I'm going to turn away from the bookshelf and make my way over to the table, and I'm going to ask, what's his name, Gildar. I'm going to ask him, do you have any idea where the Black Rose may be taking these mages that they're acquiring?
No. Afraid I don't.
Gildar.
Oh, I rolled 18, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that just no, I wish I did. Best guess anyone who's I've talked to about it has is that they're taking them further to the east. But
Okay. Can I make an insight check to see if he's hiding anything?
yeah, go ahead. Ulfgar, you kind of look around, and aside from the very clearly dwarvish table, you don't really see anything that's suspicious, I guess. I mean, it is a wizard's house,
Yeah.
so there's some weird, like, trinkets and things that, are moving on their own, but nothing,
Nothing that seems
Unusual.
nefarious or...
yeah, no, it just
Oh.
seems like pretty standard wizard stuff.
I whispered to Gidget, we should have brought the boot. Maybe he'd recognize it as the clerics.
Oh no, you're right. Should we go back?
Not now.
Do I hear them whispering about this?
I am a bit too loud, even though I'm small.
I do have to, reach her pretty low, so I'm probably louder than I should be.
In that case, I'm going to turn to Bildar, and I'm going to say, on our way here, we came across a clearing, and in said clearing we found a fairly large boot with, unfortunately, a severed foot in it. And seeing as you have both of your feet, I'm assuming that it is not your boot, but it seems to have been there from around the time that you were said to have left town. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah.
I saw the boot. I didn't know there was a foot in it, but it was there.
You obviously pick it.
Not the clerics.
No, I don't know who dropped it, but yeah, it's.
Oh, so there was a foot in there.
I gathered that there was a foot in there, unless I misheard.
I I don't know that I said there was a foot in there.
Okay.
There was a severed foot
What's in
somewhere.
there?
I didn't know that there was one in there. I thought that you said that there was one like close by.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
In that case,
Just
I've made
let
up a
you guys
severed
roll with
foot.
it.
Alright. Okay.
I thought we were looking for a foot at one point and didn't find anything, so.
I thought that we had already found a foot
Oh.
and were looking to see who had severed said foot.
That was just wishful thinking on your part. There was no foot, please.
Damn. I really wanted there to be a foot. Okay.
Let's roll with it, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, I've already said it now.
Oh my.
I don't know.
What?
Do you guys have any other questions or?
Bildar, do you have any way for us to locate the cleric? Any spells or anything that would help us find her?
No, afraid I don't have quite
This
learned
is
in that type of magic. But
Or we have a picture of the Black Rose, if that could be used for scrying or anything.
I could
I pulled a
certainly
piece of parchment out of my cloak as she says this. Or not my cloak, my tunic.
check it for magic.
Okay. I set the piece of parchment down on the table.
Yeah, he kind of moves, sort of like in front of it, and waves his
Sneak attack.
hands. Yeah. And waves his hands over it and sort of mumbles some things under his breath, and the parchment glows various colors as he continues to chant. And after a few minutes, he takes a break and he says, "No, I don't think so. I don't think there's
Not
there should
magical.
just be parchment and charcoal."
We must be missing something.
Mm-hmm. I take the liberty and sit down in one of the chairs at the table. Just kind of seem to be thinking.
Yeah, that's fine. Uh,
How much do you know about the cleric? Do you know her history?
Elise and I go way back. She's been there at the church for a long time. Friendly lady. Most clerics are, I find.
Well, of course.
And she was a cleric of Taylor?
Yes, hello. Terribly nice. It's a shame she's gone missing. Hopefully we can find her.
I'll pray for her.
He kind of sits down in a chair and strokes his beard for a little while, and he says, "You know, the more I think on it, that half orc, Hordel, something like that. Anyway, down at the tavern, he was always kind of a sketchy character. Perhaps he saw something. After all, whoever took the cleric would have had to walk past the tavern. It went to the east."
Are you aware of anyone in town who may be actively against magic, or maybe an informant to the Black Rose? I mean, obviously, as a cleric, her magical abilities would be well known, but regardless, I'd like to think that perhaps there's someone involved that we could speak to try to glean some more information.
We both did services for the town the only person who lived there that I never did see, never did come for really any work, would have to be that tavern keep.
Armin?
Never, no.
No, she's the matron.
Hordo.
Portal.
Oh, Hordell. Okay, I see.
More I think on it, yeah, never had him in the tower. Never really talked to him much. Sure, he's been there as long as any.
Maybe
He
he
was
didn't
one
know
of-
how to get in the tower.
Yes. No, I sealed the tower when I left. Don't want anyone rummaging through my things, expensive things in there.
Speaking of which, are there any things that you'd like us to bring to you now that we know where you are?
Well, certainly, if you find anything you can't recognize, I could certainly help you. It's what I did anyhow. Travelers came in with inherited items with supposed magic ancestries, and determined what those were. If any, most of it was junk.
Okay.
Do you perform any other services? Enchanting or anything like that?
No, I suppose I could. It's been a while. He kind of cracks his nut. It would take some time to accomplish, though. Enchanting is a very specific art.
Do you know anything of the magical families of this land, or anything of that sort? Any sort of ancestries of prominent magical folks around here?
Well, in town, there's none that I was aware of. They never came to me, certainly. But, Restrum is crossroads. There's people from all over Tangaria coming through. Certainly some of them were magical. Some were even good friends.
I show him the signet ring that I wear on my right hand with my family crest in it, and I ask him if that crest is recognizable to him, if he recognizes it from any of his studies or even from any travelers that have passed by.
He kind of studies it for a few moments, and while he's impressed by the quality, it doesn't look like anything he's seen before.
Okay. Well, I have no further questions, but if my companions or wish to seek your services or even wish to pick your brain some more, then I'd be more than obliged to wait for them.
I appreciate your help. I think we'll probably want to go back to the tavern and ask more questions.
Yes. Try and find out what happened. I don't have much here hidden at the shack, but if you could find the cleric, or certainly anything that any information that could be used to find her, I might have some trinkets you could use.
That would, any help you could give us would certainly be appreciated.
Yes.
And so as he's kind of escorting you to the door, or he walking with you to the door, kind of hushes up a little bit, and he says, "And remember, you don't know where I am."
Of course not.
While we're in town, are there any items from your tower that you'd like for us to retrieve for you, since you're sort of in self-imprisonment here?
It doesn't have a door.
Yeah, but he can let us.
He knows how to get in.
He says, "No, I don't think there's anything in the tower that I need in any immediacy, and you would have a great deal of trouble getting in."
I smirk at that and say, of course.
Well, obviously.
He kind of smiles at Gidget.
Oh, Mr. Builder, here. And she pulls out the other half of the honey cake. It's got like some lint on it. Here, shove it in.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
And he kind of just sort of holds on to it and and waves as you guys leave.
Okay. I'm ready to head back to town then.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we're going, can I check to make sure that we haven't been followed or anything?
Oh, that's a good idea.
It might be a little late for that, but go ahead and roll.
Oh, it
Come
didn't
on.
go.
I'm a librarian. You can't expect me to think of these things.
There's like a
6.
severed hut watching
That's an 8.
shadows.
Yeah, no. You don't see anyone on the trail, certainly.
Do I notice that he's at least getting antsy and looking around so that I might also want to check? Or does that kind of slip by me?
Yeah, I think you would notice. I mean, he's certainly not trying to hide it.
Well, alright, that's a 7.
Yeah, kind of the same deal. You don't see anybody on the trail.
Alright. In that case, I'm just gonna start Scooby-Dooing my way back to the city.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. How about before we head back, why don't we take a little intermission?
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Had about 3 cups of tea, so
Oh, bye.
I'll be right back.
I'm AFK a moment.
All right.
Okay.
That's worked really good in the past. So
Yeah.
keep that theme a rolling.
Is the,
Or you see nothing.
I think that's a 12-sided die.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Yeah, you went this way.
apparently, I'm also reading a book on the way
Where's
back.
the? Oh, there it is.
I'm not too worried about what's going on.
Well, I like the 12-sided die better.
Yeah.
I only got a like a 3. Let me look.
Reception.
I'm
Perception?
too busy trying to find the praying
4.
mantis to notice anything else.
I guess I'll roll too. I might as well.
No, better yet, I'm looking for that severed foot.
Ooh.
There we go. You do indeed see tracks other than your own. Approximately 3 pairs of feet. They're sort of smaller than, well, most of your feet. They're
Goblin sized?
actually halfling. So yeah, they're smaller than everybody's feet.
Really?
Did mice come and carry the boot away?
They ate it.
I'm
three
assuming that
blind
the
mice.
tracks have been pointed out to everyone.
Yeah,
Um,
they're sort of in the direction of the bush.
Midget
they-
kind of, or Gidget kind of compares her
ha-
feet to the size of theirs.
and how long were we at the wizard's house? Like, what time is it right about now? Because it was 2 the last time we were in the clearing.
Yeah, it's probably about 4. So it's not quite evening, but it's it's starting to
So,
darker.
I'm gonna call out in Draconic and just say, "Show yourself."
Yeah, you call out in Draconic, and nobody seems to answer you.
How suspicious. I suppose I wouldn't know. Okay. Well,
Shall we follow these in the morning?
Well, it's still. I mean, the sun is still out. Sun doesn't set until probably like 6:30.
No, we're gonna follow these now.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. I'm assuming we're all gonna have weapons drawn and be on the ready.
Yep, I've got my quarterstaff out.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my bow
I'll pull out my hand axes.
and
I'll pull
I
out
think-
my crossbow.
I think Michael's suspicious enough that he'll already, or rather, is jumpy enough that he'll already have an arrow knocked as well.
Okay.
Let's go.
So you guys approach the bushes.
Would it
Sort
be
of
alright if I, or how far away are the bushes from where we're standing before we start walking over there?
They're about 15 feet or so, I think.
Okay,
What's
so
the
it
last
probably
one?
wouldn't do any good to stealth behind the rest of the party.
I mean, you could still do it.
No, I won't bother. If anyone's seen us, they've probably already seen me anyway. Okay, in that case, I just follow behind the rest, but not taking any necessary overly large precaution to stealth.
Okay.
I guess I'll head up the point of the group and kind of start pushing my way slowly through the shrubbery.
I follow Ulfgar.
I guess I'm behind Serenity.
Yeah, as
I'll take it
you
through.
pass through the bushes, there's still more tracks. They sort of kind of don't seem to be in any real like It's like they're just kind of wandering. And they sort of meander back behind like a really large tree.
The boot is peeing.
I kind of want to approach from the other side. So instead of following the tracks around, go around the tree the other way.
Okay.
So that's about where you guys are. These are the tracks. This is the big tree.
Yeah, so I kind of want to go
Okay.
around here.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of flank around the other way, I guess. This way.
Why don't you
If that makes
guys
sense.
roll initiative for me?
That's a 9.
That's in.
Or no, sorry, that's a
8.
6.
This is the one?
What did you have, Michael?
I rolled an 8. Do I add anything to that?
Initiative. You should have an initiative bonus.
Okay, in that case, I have a 10.
I have a 9.
Oh, where's the initiative thing again?
Actions.
Right above your weapons.
What did you have, Okar?
That was a 6.
So it's still a 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Serenity, you roll?
9.
Get you?
Okay, so I got 13. I'll be
Way to go!
At least one of us will get to do something before we all die.
Throw a honey bun at them.
Hey, good man, I got an 810.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
take precautions to flank around them. It doesn't matter because we all get hit with rocks.
The tree falls over on us.
Right? Rocks fall, everyone dies.
So,
I'm following the path, by the way. So I'll be in
Bolt
close
of
by the
lightning
tree.
smites you.
earlier, but there's some bushes and underbrush over here.
Following.
And there's some more back over this way.
Oh, great.
And a little bit over here.
Great ambush.
And over here.
We've
So
gone to flank them and inadvertently put our backs to them.
so it's actually Michael that gets attacked first.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is one hiding in this bush. And it screams very loudly as it charges out of the brush at you with its sword. And it trips over a vine, and it swings really wide, completely misses you. Gidget, it is your turn.
Okay.
So I take it that was a natural one, right?
Oh no, it missed.
Oh,
It didn't hurt itself.
So Michael got hit, or no? It missed, right?
it missed.
Missed.
So is it prone?
Nope. It just kind of stumbled over the root and swung wide.
Okay. I just kind of whirl around wildly, scared, not sure what to do, not used to fighting at all.
That's
I
Totally
think
fine.
I'm just gonna stay where I am and just kind of be wary. Can I draw out, like, my shield
okay.
and just be ready to protect myself from anything?
Is your shield halfling sized, or is it like a normal shield?
I wasn't told to specify. I don't think. I would imagine it's sized for me.
I mean, it does the same job either way. I'm just
Right.
sort of picturing it in my head, so that's fine.
Well, it's like, it's proportionate to me, and it's shaped like a hexagon.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Um, Michael, it'd be your turn.
Okay. So there's what, two of them standing behind what's this
You only
place
see
over here?
you only see one,
Ulfgar.
Okay.
and it's
So I only see the one that's next to me.
yeah.
Okay.
The
And how close is he to me? Is he close enough that I'd have disadvantage with my short bow?
yeah, absolutely. He
Okay.
I mean, he just swung at you, so
Okay.
right. Then
In that
Fine.
case, I'm gonna pull a dagger from inside of my tunic and attempt to stab him with it.
okay. Go ahead and roll.
So,
What is it? Oh, it's a
So,
goblin, right?
that's a 4, or that's a total of 4, but that's also a critical miss.
Yeah. Not a total of 4. Go ahead and roll damage for your dagger. I believe it's a D4. Yeah. So as you kind of pull your dagger out, you're sort of over anxious, and I mean the goblin did just swing at you, so you kind of jerk it out of the sheath, and it cuts you in the stomach for 2 points of damage. Serenity, it's your turn.
I dart toward it and hit it with my quarterstaff. Oh, wrong one, right? No.
No.
It's
19
a 19
plus
plus what?
quarterstaff plus 4.
Plus 4, so 23.
Yeah, you-
1d6 plus 2.
Definitely hit it. Go ahead and roll your damage.
What's that mean? The versatile 1d8.
We're using one hand or two hands,
2 hands.
so 1d8.
Wait, that's all I use then?
Yeah,
Which one's that?
that one.
Really?
Plus your bonus.
Plus 2.
It is,
Yeah.
so it's like, okay.
So it's 3.
Or 3. Yay. 3.
Yeah, so you crack it in the head, pretty good, and it kind of stumbles back a bit. Not like a lot, but about a foot or so. He takes a step back. He's clearly it hurt.
It's a goblin, right? Or what was it?
Yeah,
Goblin.
it's a goblin.
Okay. Alright.
And then it is the next goblin's turn. And this goblin is over here. He kind of storms out of the bushes as well. Again, screaming. He doesn't have a sword though. He has a boot. And
Does it match
Yeah.
the one that we... Oh no, it's the same boot. I forgot that I didn't pick up the one. Okay.
Is he
Yeah,
wearing?
it decidedly looks familiar. He swings it with all of his might at Ulfgar, but it just pings off of your armor without doing any damage.
How many boots is he wearing?
He's wearing 2 boots. They're very crude
Oh.
boots, but he's wielding one in his hands, kind of like a swinging mace.
Well, that and his feet are smaller, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then it is the third goblin. This one comes storming out of here, and it again attacks Ulfgar. This one does have a sword. a 19 hits you. Yeah.
Yep. 16 to hit, so.
Yeah. So he does. He hits. And so he deals 5 damage. He kind of catches you under the arm where your armor is sort of weak. Kind of threw your arms up when the one hit you with the boot. Kind of like, oh, what are you doing? And this one took advantage of that.
What?
But it is your turn.
So I've got one on either side of me, basically.
Yeah, they're. If you're here, they're either side of you like that.
Huh. So I will attack. Let's see. I'll attack this one here with my
Which
2
one?
hand axes.
The one with the sword?
Yeah, that one. The one with the sword.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
$18.
That hits.
And that is 8.
Okay, yeah. So, you bring both of your hand axes down on him, sort of at the same time, and you basically fully decapitate him. It's a really nice swing. There's a lot of blood. Pretty gory. And it is first goblin's turn. He again swings for Michael. Uh, 16 hits.
Yes.
Yeah, so he swings and he gets you pretty good, kind of in the same general vicinity of where you cut yourself with a dagger, dealing 5 damage.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Hurts.
And it is your. Oh no, it's Gidget's turn.
Okay. So when she sees Ulfgard just decapitate that goblin, she screams. She's never seen that before. She's takes her a minute to kind of gain her composure. No longer the little giddy little girl now. And she kind of looks around. She sees. Actually, let me see.
And then she goes into a barbaric rage.
That
Wants to
would've
meet
been
the eye
good.
with Gidget.
Sends her bees.
Bomb.
Oh, that would have been great. That's probably a druid kind of thing. Okay, she sees Michael injured, yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've gotten stabbed a couple times. Once by myself.
Give me a minute here. I usually like to write these things down, but I didn't have time.
Fine.
Am I in range to cast... Let me see what range.
How far is it from the decapitated
Oh,
one
range
to
touch
the
for that.
to Michael? Like 30 feet? It looks small to me.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's not even that far.
So
Probably
everything's
at
within
max-
about 30 feet.
Yeah, this whole area, probably within about 10 feet of.
Am I allowed to move up to 30 feet?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to rush up to Michael and cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah.
So she holds her holy symbol, and she kind of mutters a little prayer. She puts a hand on his shoulder. And let's see. Creature you touch regains hit points equal to 1d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier. Let me find the 1d8. That's 2 plus plus 2.
Nine-sided.
Oh crap.
10-sided.
Forgot where it was.
Oh, it's here.
4.
Yep, it'd just be 4. I tried.
Oh, that's still pretty decent health. And you guys are only level 3, so.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what was that? Four?
You
four
were
health?
4 health.
that's 4.
Thank you.
And it is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to slash at that same goblin with a dagger again.
Okay.
It's a 19. So 3 damage?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so he's hurting. For certain.
Hurting for certain. I like it.
He's kind of like wheezing now, and it's pretty clear he can barely hold himself up.
Well, that's good, because I'm going to hit him with my quarterstaff. If it's my turn.
Dang.
I believe it is. Yep.
12. Oh, plus 4, so 16.
Hits.
Oh, gosh. 3.
Yeah. More than enough. You kind of jab him in the forehead, and it sort of dents in a little bit as his eyes cross. Kind of falls to the ground.
Yay.
And that leaves one who's still
With a
up
boot.
with a boot.
It's his turn, I think. Watch out
He is
for
going-
the boot.
Yeah.
I feel like these poor goblins were just trying to loot the boot, and now
Yeah.
we're just beating them up for it. Like, they weren't even doing anything wrong, they just wanted the boot.
Maybe we should
Got
take
the
him for
headshot.
questioning.
I wanted that damn boot.
Yeah, he yells something again. Nobody knows Goblin, do they?
Nope.
I do not. I know 5 languages, but none of them are goblin.
I knew it would be
me check.
useful, but nope. Nope, it looks like you have common and Dwarvish.
Probably.
Yeah. So he yells something in a language that you don't understand. It sounds kind of like grunting and screeching, sort of at the same time.
That's racist.
And yeah, he swings his boot again as hard as he possibly can, and again it just kind of mushes and onto your armor, right, and deals no damage. It's your turn.
Is it? I'd like to non-lethal blow him and just knock him out if I can.
Okay, you can try.
Oh.
I don't think he's taken any damage yet, so have to be a heck of a hit. But you've done it already, so
We'll just use one of the hand axes, the butt of it.
You miss anyway.
Yeah, it's an 8.
Maybe.
Yeah, that does not hit. You try to hit him, but you're maybe a little too gentle, and it just doesn't
If that's
quite have
even
the
possible.
effect you were hoping for. Yeah. And it is Gidget's turn.
Oh boy.
Mm.
What? How many goblins are left?
Just
Just
the
the
one.
boot.
That I
This is the last
just
one.
the boot. Okay, so she. you
I'd
see-
say let's question him, but I don't know if he knows any languages that we do.
We could show him the picture of the rose.
It's true. Maybe he secretly is like an intelligence 20 goblin.
I mean, he is trying to attack you with a boot.
Mhm.
A clever ploy, I must say. Okay, so whose turn is it right now?
It's
Gidget.
mine.
Okay.
So Gidget just kind of looks at the boot goblin, and there's the head over there.
Ulfgar's damaged too.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
damn.
still.
Barely.
Actually,
Well, I
she's
think
going
Michael-
to call out to the goblin. She doesn't know, gobbledygook or whatever. But, hey, Mr. Goblin, we don't have to fight, no. I wore the boot. It was fun.
Yeah. So he kind of looks at you, and he puts on a really mean face, and he kind of snarls, and my boot.
And Kevin?
He clutches a little tighter to it.
So he knows common,
Oh,
and he really
no,
wants that boot.
you can have the boot. Actually, I could fix it up for you.
But I want the boot.
I can mend things.
My boot. It's still get its turn.
Yep.
Yes, she is thinking.
Is that
I
what
think-
you're planning to do, Gidget?
Michael is
And-
still damaged, and Okvar also is damaged.
Yes.
My damage is pretty negligible at this point.
Yep. I'm good as long as there's not a bugbear throwing rocks at me, I think.
Actually, I think she's going to attempt to calm the goblin down. And... Sorry, once again, I have to look it up.
No, that's fine.
Okay, she's going to... She kind of doesn't really know she can do this. She just kind of wants to calm him down. She's a little freaked out still herself. Blood and all this stuff. Violence. So she's going to attempt calm emotion.
Mm-hmm.
The attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. And, it's humanoid. Let's make a charisma saving throw.
Oh. It's gonna work really good at me.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not sure how to go from here. Like, do I have to roll
So you have low
something?
charisma?
I think if you're in the bubble,
In the 20-foot radius, yeah.
yeah, I think you would also have to roll for it. charisma saving throw. Let me see. Excuse me. What is the what do they have to save against?
I'm not sure what like to roll.
It would be against your spell save DC, wouldn't it?
Oh boy, okay.
Like, wouldn't the goblin have to roll against your spell save DC, and then if he failed, the effects would apply?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that he definitely failed.
Okay.
He rolled a 3, so
Oh yeah, typically your spell save DC will be 10 plus something.
Are we all supposed to roll?
Whatever your spellcasting ability is.
yeah. Everyone has to roll.
Oh, everyone does? Okay.
Oh yeah, you're all in the 20-foot bubble.
Plus your charisma.
Plus charisma. Okay. So 8 for me.
I rolled a natural 1, so
2. Plus 2.
I got a
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
I rolled a 7. It's the -1 that.
Well, mine wasn't much better.
No.
And I have a +2.
So, Gidget, I'm gonna guess that you're going for the make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that it is hostile towards.
Yes, that'll work.
Are you? Because I think everyone failed.
Yes.
The check.
So
are you making,
Or I'll be
Everyone-
mad at her.
With the boot goblin. You know, this boot goblin's alright. I like him.
I
We
like
should add him to the party.
yeah. So the goblin kind of softens his grip on the boot, and he sort of looks at you all. He takes a few steps back, like, you know, he's not swinging his boot anymore. He's obviously not upset, but he still kind of has a look of confusion on his face.
Mm. I'm
I
gonna.
think we could ask him some questions now. I think that's gonna, that's my action.
Yeah. I'm not sure what we need to ask him though.
Um,
Like, there's just a goblin stealing them.
do you know where the boot came from?
My boot.
My boot.
That's all he said so far. I don't know if he really knows common.
Who do you work for?
Work for Gorgath.
Gorgath.
Michael is quickly becoming increasingly frustrated with this goblin's lack of intelligence.
I thought you were spelled to be indifferent.
Yeah.
That was a second ago.
Well, you've got a minute. Oh.
I didn't say that I was angry at him, I was just saying that I was annoyed by
Oh.
how
Yeah.
slow he's talking.
Okay, Gorgath, that's something. Who is Gorgath?
Gorgath strong.
Where is Gorgath?
He just sort of points further into the woods. Sort of in that direction.
Oh.
Are there,
Gorgath Bugbear?
Gorgath strong.
Oh,
Black Rose?
He just kind of stares at you.
Oh,
I pull up a piece of parchment from my pack and show him the drawing of the black rose.
He looks at it and he's like, flower?
Missing goblins?
And he just kind of stares at you.
Okay. I start to walk away.
Yeah. He kind of starts walking backwards, still holding onto the boot and still kind of staring at you guys.
He can live. He's leaving.
Kinda want that boot. Michael begrudgingly leaves the boot behind and follows the rest of the party.
Let the poor thing have his boot.
I
think
feel like
it's all
we
he
can learn
has.
something from the boot. I feel like those goblins wouldn't have been stealing the boot if it wasn't important. But we can move on.
So, what's the consensus?
I guess we let him.
At this
leave.
point, it seems to be majority rules that we're leaving, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna contest the dwarf with the hand axes.
So has the goblin retreated back into the bushes then?
Yeah, he was kind of walking backwards in that direction, into these bushes, and
Not towards Gorgath.
I mean away from you. So
Well, the way he
That
was
makes
pointing.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, let's check the other two bodies at least before
That's a good point.
before we leave.
We should probably loot him.
Yeah, he disappears into the bushes. You all sort of feel the charming effects wear off. Investigating the bodies, you find not a whole lot. There's a few kind of dirty copper pieces in the beheaded goblins' pockets. In the other goblins' pockets, you find a human ear and a couple of like sort of bits of metal, sort of twisted pieces of metal.
Is the human ear preserved or is it like fresh?
It's pretty gross. It's been off of its head for a while.
But it hasn't been like pickled or anything like that, so it's not.
No,
like,
it's just
a
pocket-
rotting
Yeah.
ear. Okay.
While we're searching, can I just kind of glare at Gidget every once in a while and mumble under my breath about being charmed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Michael seems indifferent to have been under some sort of magical spell. Exactly how many copper did we find?
6.
Okay, so that's what, 1 for everybody and then 2 for 2 people.
However
If
you
we
want.
wanna
Split 'em up.
split it around that way.
Oh,
Fine with it.
just hang on to it for now, I guess, and because you still got the gold from earlier too. So,
Well, I'm fine with not taking any of the copper if you guys just want to take 2
Oh.
pieces each.
sure, that works.
And then, I suppose while we're stopped, we can divvy up the gold. Would be what, 25, so 6 pieces each, and then 1 person gets 7. If my math is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then who wants the extra piece of gold then?
Well, I mean, technically, she gave you the task, so go that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That works for me.
You're just not like paying attention to this money stuff. Just like she was crouching over the decapitated head, saying a prayer and just shaking her head.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
sounds about right.
can't believe you cut off his head. I don't think I can mend this.
You have followed the wrong group of adventurers.
You should have seen what my friend Splurty could do.
It just like looks at you. Their eyes are just huge. Oh.
Okay. Well, with the or did we find any weapons on the
Yeah, I
goblins
mean,
at all?
the two goblins you guys saw, they had scimitars. They're really pretty rough shape. One of them's barely even sharp. The other one's just very rusty.
Okay. In that case, with the loot, David, I'm ready to start heading back to town.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys head back to town. It again takes about an hour or so. It's about 5, so it's starting to get dark. It's about twilight when you guys arrive back at the inn.
Okay.
As we walk, I mention that I don't like the idea of going straight to the half-orc and accusing him just because he's half-orc.
That doesn't seem like the best course of action. Being a half-orc, I imagine that the dwarf would command the most respect from him if that's who we want to send to speak with him.
I think the dwarf doesn't like orcs.
Half orcs I'm okay with.
Okay.
Well, it just seems that the more hardy warrior of the group would get more respect from a half-orc. Although, I'm happy to do the talking if you would rather go down that way. But I also agree that it's probably not the best idea to
Yeah, bust straight in and...
go get straight down and dirty with him.
No, ale loosens the tongue.
Indeed.
Alright.
So do we want to hit the tavern first?
Oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. Should we stop by and talk to Armin before we go to the inn?
Well, she's at the inn. Before the tavern?
I thought
Yeah.
I thought that Armin worked at the tavern and
Yeah.
They're two different
the half-orc was at the inn. That's what I have in my notes, although judging by the severed foot incident, I may be wrong.
I thought they were both at the same place.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna stop being in charge of directions and let other people take care of that.
What's going on?
So,
We're going to talk to the half-orc, wherever he might be.
well, let's start.
Yeah.
Oh, we wanted to talk to...
Let's stop by the inn first, talk to Araman, and tell her that we talked to the wizard, and he seems to be doing okay.
Hmm.
But there were goblins in the area. And
Yeah.
mention finding a boot.
Definitely no severed feet.
Yeah. So she's glad to hear that that the wizard's doing well. A little surprised to hear about the goblins. Just that there hasn't really been, much talk of goblins lately. Certainly, the people that travel the roads would have said something.
Does
But,
she recognize the name Gorga?
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to her.
Okay.
Could just be a really tough goblin. She surmises.
Does she know if there's any one-footed people in town?
He's never met a one-footed person.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Do we see Hordell here?
Yeah, Hordell is at the tavern.
Okay.
Yeah. See, tavern.
I need to take better notes.
Okay.
I guess we head over to the tavern then.
Okay.
Should we rest or anything? Like, what time of day is it?
It's evening.
Yeah, it's evening, so the tavern should be the busiest.
Yeah, might be too busy to talk.
Oh.
But
But it's also drinking time.
So loud enough, or it could be so loud that no one will overhear us.
yep. And
I think there's only 12 people in the whole village.
yeah, and well, then we can question the travelers who stop there and any of the townsfolk.
Crossroads town, there's a bunch of travelers coming through
Yep.
here, presumably. So
Yeah. The inn when you arrive too has quite a few people eating and drinking.
Mm.
Travelers.
okay.
Generally cleaner people, but
Do they look more like the town folk type people, or
no, they're mostly travelers.
mostly travelers?
Yeah.
People looking for a place to stay.
Yeah. People who wandered into town and it's getting dark and nobody wants to wander the roads when it's dark. So
Yeah, so I think the tavern's our best bet for information.
Okay.
do you guys? It's 2 right now. Do you guys want to do that tonight or?
I'm on the West Coast, so I have all the time in the world, but so that's up to you guys.
Yeah.
I can stop if you guys want to stop.
Alright, are we at a good spot to stop?
Yeah, I would say
Oh.
so. You're definitely in a safe place. So
Oh,
Ready?
Okay.
I guess we can call it a night here.
Yeah, that's fine with me too.
And then hopefully Al can join us on next Friday or whatever.
Yeah, you could just be in the tavern, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That'll be
Right.
a good spot to pick him up.
you guys have all divvied up the
goblin.
treasure already.
Mhm.
So no need to do that. But
Did we get any experience from that fight with the
yeah.
goblins?
go ahead and add 200 experience
Damn.
for the goblins and investigating the church.
Alrighty.
We'll have to do the spreadsheet.
On our way back through town, did we see anything notable at the smith?
No, he had closed up for the night, but aside from that, no really stood out.
Would there be a spot to buy provisions of some kind? Like, let's say a new boot if you had lost one?
Yeah,
Sort
is there
of.
a thrift store that we could go questioning?
Kind of. In a sort of a normal town, there would be like a general store. But being that this is sort of a crossroads where lots of traders go through, sort of between the church and the inn are a series of market stalls, and people traders will just stop when there's an open stall and they have things to sell and sell them from there. So
So I guess we'll question some traders when we come back next week.
yeah, they wouldn't be there
Yeah.
tonight anyway.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Next time I will make sure I have all of my spells ready, so I don't have to look them up.
I'll try not to critically miss so many times.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have very good hits
And I'm
either.
to tell you, you're a butt, Micah.
Is that Bonnie?
Yep.
We should have plenty of more combats for me to make up myself.
Polish up your perception spectacles as well.
Yeah, that was not necessarily the best run. You'd think someone so smart might be better at investigating things, but
Maybe you can buy a search class. Mark it.
Perhaps. Book smart, not necessarily world smart.
Dear soccer cap.
Although I have proficiency with wit, so that's a thing.
Hey.
Be exciting.
Yeah. My character sheet doesn't show Hellish Rebuke, but I think I'm supposed to have it.
Yeah, as a tiefling, I think you.
Yeah.
And I think that starts at level 2.
Yeah.
100% on-
Level 3, I think.
Who's
Is it level 3?
It starts at
you
level
just get
3,
that
yeah.
as a tiefling?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, should I just
Yeah.
modify her character sheet in the file to say that? Because it doesn't like to go outside its.
You want me to fix it
Oh,
for
I
you,
did.
dear?
Oh,
Which one am I on? Oh, I'm on the... Can't see. You want me to go into spellcasting to do
Yep.
it? I don't think it'll let me, though.
I think it's
Did we lose sound?
maybe.
I can't hear anyone.
Oh, no one else.
Oh, no, I was
Okay.
talking.
Is it there now?
It might be.
I thought we tried that once.
My friend was like, he called you a butt. No, I
It is now.
I don't
I thought we
think
did that.
a bomb butt.
Butts.
Yeah, that's just Bonnie.
That's all of
Yep.
us now, actually.
And thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And we are planning next Friday too, or
As long as that works for everybody, yeah.
Should be fine for me.
Can you roll like that? Oh, gosh.
well, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
And bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.